Hello, everybody. This is Brett Davis. Welcome to Brett Davis Unleashed on IQ Podcast in beautiful Coronado, California. Coming to you from Attorney King Studios in, like I said earlier, beautiful Coronado, California. My guest today is somebody that I've been trying to get on my show for a long time, but he is a honestly great guy, but he's really a workaholic. Austin Wilkes, CEO of Wilkes Sunglass Apparel, and what else?
Just sunglasses, apparel, and accessories.
Okay. So we've been trying to do this interview. You're a busy guy. You're all over the place. By the way, I love your product. Can you show the audience some of the things that you've got? Explain what they are.
So we have 100% eco-friendly sunglasses. They're made out of wood pulp and cotton fibers, making them 100% biodegradable. Our lenses are 100% polarized and they're shatter resistant. And our aviator frames are actually stainless steel. So this is a very high quality material, and it goes for a good
$100.
$100. Yeah, it goes for $100, and it's a good material. It's a
great price. It's a great price. It's a good quality product. Talk about some of the vision of where you're going, and you're passionate about the ocean also.
Yeah. So as an avid surfer, I grew up surfing my whole life. So I liked wearing eyewear my whole life, and I had the passion of getting into the eyewear industry, and I just decided to go for it.
So one thing that always comes to people that are entrepreneurs and business people, you always will hear, well, there's a lot of competition.
Yes.
What do you think separates your company from the other companies?
Well, what separates me from the other companies is that 80% of the eyewear industry is dominated by one company. If you put another 10%, it's dominated by two companies. So there's a lot of room to disrupt the market.
Well, I think your story is great. I mean, right now, as we know, the earth is starving and hungry for more natural resources. If your glasses were in the water for a period of time, how long would they typically last?
So depending on the frame thickness, our sunglasses can actually biodegrade within from 6 months to a year and a half.
That's great. And we talked about the average plastic bottle.
Yeah, over 100 years to 800 years.
And by the way, this is probably going to be the last month we have plastic bottles in the studio. We're going to start going with glass, and we're going to start going with things, because if we're going to be behind something, we need to practice what we preach.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I think that's something we need. You being here, it's always been on my mind anyway. But a time, as you know, we just grab things. We don't really we know what the cause and effect is of something. But if we're going to get involved with doing more for the ocean, and I love the ocean just like you do, we need to all do our part.
Right.
And that's what your company's really good about. That's one thing I was attracted to when I contacted you, was because you have this passion for the ocean, and you also do a lot of ocean cleanups, which is really great.
Yes.
Do you give a percentage of anything the company makes back to any of those causes?
Yeah. So we actually work for a nonprofit in Miami. It's called Send It for the Sea. We actually give back 1% of our sales, and then also another nonprofit, which is called 1% for the Planet, which is started up by Yvon Chouinard, which is the guy that started Patagonia.
Wow. So, I mean, where do you go from here? I mean, you've got these glasses. What's a good website if people wanted to get a pair of glasses? Where could they get them from?
We work all e-commerce, so we can find them at www.wlksco.com.
Okay. What are your favorite pairs out of all these? I mean, they're all your favorite. Which is your favorite pair?
I would say my favorite pair is actually the Latitude, because I have a face shape for square frames.
Now, apparently girls love these too. Our marketing executive and guru. Oh, sorry, not guru. I can't say guru. She's more than guru is a really bad word. Sorry about that, Crystal. Really looks phenomenal in them, and she loved them, and her husband loved them also.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you can see husbands and wives fighting over these glasses, right? Couples.
Oh, 100%. We have a total of 10 styles, but we only launched 3 to begin with, just because we're just such a small company. But all our frames are 100% unisex, so men and women could wear them from any age range, typically.
So when you originally started your glasses, let me ask you, did you think about a unisex type company? Was that something on your mind?
Oh, yeah. When creating sunglasses, you always have to consider men and women. And I just didn't want to be just for men or just for women. I wanted to create unisex for pretty much for everybody to wear.
So you also travel a lot. Do you ski also or snowboard?
I actually do a lot of snowboarding during the winter months.
So these glasses would probably be good for snowboarding, surfing, anything environmental that involves the going outside.
Oh, 100%. So actually, a good example is Big Bear. So when it's a nice, hot, sunny day, some people don't even want to wear their snow jackets. They just want to wear their sunglasses and a t-shirt instead of snow goggles as well.
I agree. And we live in a very, especially Southern California, as you know, we're always on the go. We have Jeeps with no doors. We're always going to the water.
Yes.
We're a very physically active city.
Right.
This is perfect for a San Diego company. I think it's great what you've created. And I like the fact that it's a unisex, which I think is really important. I also like that it's giving back to the planet. You've covered a lot of your bases. Where do you see the company going in the next 10 years?
I see the company going the next 10 years, evolving into different collection of sunglasses. So right now, our main style and what we're building right now is our M49 collection, which is bioplastic. It's consisted of wood pulp and cotton fibers. And we want to do different collections such as floatable sunglasses and plant-based sunglasses, which is made out of castor bean oil.
Wow. And so what about the lenses? The same thing with the lenses? I mean,
yeah, so for our future technology, we have actually a plant-based lens in the future, which is 100% biodegradable. So we'll have our frames or the full pair of sunglasses, which will be 100% biodegradable and not harmful to the planet.
how do you think the planet's doing with everything right now? And what do you say to people out there that say that anything that's global warming is just a falsity? What do you have to tell an individual about that?
I think that's completely false. Like there's definitely an issue with global warming right now with carbon dioxide. Our oceans are sucking too much carbon dioxide up, which is killing our coral reefs, which is causing coral bleaching. We have plastic pollution that's definitely being harmful to sea life. Actually, 70 humans actually eat 70,000 microplastics each year from fish if you consume fish.
Because the fish are eating the plastic bottles and plastic.
Exactly. So when a water bottle does break down, let's go back to that. So it takes an average probably 100 to 800 years for a plastic bottle to decompose.
I thought it was 100. You just added 700 years.
Well, there's different plastic bottles, so you can't say names on here.
Right.
But it can take up to 800 years for plastic to decompose.
I had no idea it was 800. I thought 100 was a lot. 800 is just amazing. That's generations of families.
Exactly. So that just shows you how bad single-use plastic can be to the environment.
Now, is this a worldwide thing that's going on with what you're talking about? Or when you travel, because you do travel a lot, do you notice like in the Mediterranean or other areas that they're kind of going through the same thing?
Oh, the Mediterranean is the worst. So if you go to the Caribbean or the Mediterranean, all over the world, to those fancy islands, the nice tropical islands, is that when cruise ships when they dock to the port, they actually sink their plastic to the bottom in a big bulk in
the Mediterranean.
Yeah. And then when that plastic sinks to the bottom, it comes undone and it goes up to shore.
So do you think this is one of the reasons, other than the air being so polluted, that we're seeing increases of cancer?
Oh, most definitely.
Because people are trying to figure out why we have so much more of it.
Well, the oceans does play in a crucial role. So when the fish eat the plastic, actually we're eating cancer too, because the plastic contain harmful chemicals.
Well, I've heard of stories and where actually, and I've seen photos of fish with extra fins, extra heads, different eyes, things like that. Is that part of the plastic thing that's going on also?
To be honest, I'm not quite sure about that. When it's just probably different genetics of the fish, and it's probably due to the pollution that comes from the ocean. So I can definitely see that happening.
Yeah, it's really scary. I appreciate your company because I know you're not just driven by the dollar. You're driven by giving back to the environment, educating individuals on what they can do to become more involved with giving back to the environment, and being aware of what we can do to have a better planet.
Right.
We need more of that education, I think.
Yeah, we most definitely do, because not a lot of people are they don't realize how bad the plastic pollution is in today's environment. So we have enough. We consume plastic bottles that can surround the world every day.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard how much plastic do you think, how many times around the earth, with all the plastic that's out in the ocean, do you think could go around the earth? How many times do you think? Probably can't even, I mean,
you can't even estimate that number, because now it's just a worldwide problem. You can't even tell anymore.
So we need to get more involved with using less plastic, find a way to get rid of plastic, period, and then start using more maybe glass, or maybe something that's more composite, like your glasses that you're making, the things that you're coming up with. Don't you agree that we need more of those types of things?
Yeah, we definitely need a lot more sustainable products and something that's not single-use plastic, such as Hydro Flask, just reusable cups and just stuff that's reusable and not single-use plastic.
So I know, for example, off of Hawaii, they have a landfill. I heard it's as big as the state of Texas.
Oh, so in San Francisco, actually, they call it the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, which is the largest where all the currents flow, and that's the biggest plastic pollution crisis in the ocean. There's multiple patches around the ocean, but the Great Pacific Garbage Patch is the biggest one. And pretty much the currents flow, and just think about it like a stoplight. When the light turns red, and then it turns green. So when the light turns red, all that plastic consumes in an area, and it just gets built up.
So what is your goal of your company, other than, of course, to make glasses? I mean, this is a mission for you. So where do you see your company, Wilkes? What do you see yourself involved as far as educating the world and helping the world with this situation?
So we do monthly beach cleanups to educate our consumers and just people to get involved in the community and to get outside. We also wanted to get into school talks, but with the whole virus thing right now, that was something that was pushed back. So those are two main things. And then we also want to donate and work with a couple of other nonprofits and companies that actually do a lot of ocean cleanups, such as the Ocean Cleanup and Send It for the Sea is the nonprofit that we work with out in Miami.
Very good. There's so much to do. I don't know how you're going to do this. You're never going to sleep.
It's a time process, that's for sure. Baby steps.
What one advice could you give businesses out there that are going into business for the first time? You have like maybe some nuggets of information, things you could advise people that you think would make a difference in them starting out? Because as you know, the first step could be like major as far as how successful you are.
You just got to do it. That's my advice. Going out of high school, I've always was passionate about starting the sunglasses brand, and you just have to do it. You can't second guess yourself, and you just got to go for it. You got to grind. You got to work. Even though you have those negative thoughts and be like, should I do this? Or like stuff's not happening. It's not moving in the right direction. Nothing's going to happen overnight because you're the creator and you have to do it all yourself. Nobody's there to help you.
What did people say to you when you first told them about your idea for sunglasses?
For instance, my mom, that she wasn't a firm believer in me starting a business, and I had a lot of people, family, friends, and friends that were in the medical field. And in my family, it's traditional. Just you get a 9-to-5 job, you save, get a house, have a family, and that's it. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be my own business. I wanted to be my own boss and go from there.
Why sunglasses? There's a lot of different businesses you could have started. You're in the medical field,
That's
very
right.
successful at it. Where did the idea for sunglasses come from?
The sunglasses, just growing up from San Diego, you have to have a pair of shades in San Diego. And growing up being an avid surfer, going out snowboarding, and just being an active lifestyle, you just have to, you need the proper eye protection. And while being in the medical industry and working on eyes as well, the eyes are very crucial and very important to your health.
They are. Give some of the ideas why proper eyewear is important for eye health.
Well, the sun has harmful UV rays. So when that beats down, when it's a hot, sunny day, even when it's cloudy, the UV rays are still shining through the clouds. So you need the proper protection to have your eyes protected from the sun's harmful UV rays.
So as you can see, I'm putting all these different glasses on, and I like them all. They're actually, now you said one of them was made out of a wood compost?
Yeah, wood pulp and con fiber.
Can you hold that one up real quick?
Yeah.
So when he showed me this, I don't see any wood at all whatsoever. My Crystal, who's on the team here, said that she could see that they were maybe some wood composite, but beautifully done. I mean, great job. Going back to the earth. I mean, this is phenomenal.
Thank you.
One last thing you want to say to anybody out there besides your website again?
If you have a dream, go for it. And if you're working tough and you have a business, just keep striving and keep going. Nothing's an overnight process. You just have to keep strong with it and just keep going.
Appreciate that. Thanks for being on my show.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, brother. Okay, everybody, again, Wilkes Glasses, and the website is, again, www.wilkes, that's W-I, am I losing my eyesight? W-I-L? How do you spell the website?
It's WLKSCO.com.
Okay, it's right there on the screen. I can't even read my own show. What's going on? See, everybody, anybody can make it in the industry if they want to, bad enough. I want to thank you for being here, Austin. Great guy, doing some great things for the environment and the world, and would support him and get behind him. And we'll make sure we get a link put on our website so people can go to your site. And of course, I'd like to thank my sponsors, because we have our podcast because of our sponsors. Attorney King, thank you so much for your support and your belief in us. Also, Indian Motorcycle, love San Diego, great motorcycles, highly recommend them. And of course, the one and only Chuck Ross with the Cosmopolitan Hotel and Restaurant. Everybody take care, and remember, happy trails.